Rafael Guerrero, Assistant Sports Media Director here at Cal State Fullerton with head coach Rick Vanderhook for our baseball midseason report. Rick, thank you for joining us today.
No problem, Raf.
All right, first things first. A week and a half ago, you recorded your 100th victory here as a head coach at Cal State Fullerton. After 25 years as a player, assistant coach, what does it mean to you to get that victory as the head man in charge here at Fullerton?
Well, it's nice, but it's just a number. We've been working hard for a while now to get 101. That's the way I'm looking at it because we haven't got that one yet. It's a good, but it's what it is, and there's nothing. I like it, I don't like it, but I'm looking forward to many more.
All right, 24 games into the season, 14-10 record. Obviously, a lot of good things, a lot of bad things. With the expectations we had coming into the season, what are some of the positives you've seen after 24 games and some of the negatives you've seen from the team?
Well, the positive for sure is on the pitching mound. The guys have been phenomenal. They've done beyond expectations. You can't expect much more than that. They throw strikes. Everybody's doing things. We've had a couple guys nicked up and had to move other couple guys into different spots, and I think they've done a good job with everything that they've done out there.
To elaborate on that pitching staff, Thomas Eshelman, obviously, he's not of this world. He's 5-0, 41-1 strikeout to walk ratio already this season. After a great freshman campaign, what have you seen in his approach in his sophomore season that he's improved on from his freshman year?
Nothing. I mean, he's gone out and done the same thing that he did last year. Every time he went out and pitched, he's gotten a little better fastball now. It's got a little more oomph on it. But he just throws strikes and competes on the mound every time, every pitch, every hitter, and that's all we can ask for.
And then the rest of the pitching staff, obviously. Justin's missed a few starts, obviously, but you've had Phil Bickford step right in and almost not miss a beat. Speak to the depth of the pitching staff that you have. I mean, obviously we knew that you had talent there, but what have you seen from them with guys like Kobe stepping in, guys like JD closing the door in the ninth when he has to? What are some of the things you've seen from the rest of those guys?
Well, they've all done what they're supposed to do. Kobe's been beyond expectations also. I mean, he's closed, he's started, he's pitched long relief, he's pitched mid relief. He's done everything he can do, and he's really throwing good quality strikes. And when he goes out there, he's a bull. And, whatever teams get against him, they have to earn against him. And right now, everything he's done's been good. Willie goes out and does what he does. Willie's really improved his fastball command to go along with the breaking ball and the changeup, which he used to primary use. And then, Bickford's Bickford. He's young. He's learning. He makes a mistake here and there, but nothing that beats him. The problem with those guys is we just haven't scored enough runs. So we're, getting healthy, and hopefully we can pick up some offense.
Now to the offense, they're obviously one of the sore points this season. Obviously, you're not hitting the way you want to hit. What are some of the adjustments those guys need to make as we head into conference?
Well, it's not so much adjustments. It's getting back to getting confidence. We played last weekend a tough series at Wichita State without Matt Chapman, who's one of our leaders and one of our guys that guys thrive off of. So we had to make some maneuvers to move some guys around and do some things. We're trying to find, another way to get another bat in the order. We got a couple guys that are struggling. And, when you start sinking, you try to catch up everything at one shot. And, they'll figure it out. I'm not totally depressed by it, but we're not getting a lot of offense out of the second base position. And, we need to get some, and, we're playing Keegan at short, and his job is to solidify the infield, and so we're not getting enough offense out of them. And, JD and Greg and Deemer, they're all playing well, along with Williamson and Chapman, and Pinkston's been a pleasant surprise. He's hit the ball really well and hitting in important spots. So, we just got to get a couple more guys to step up and get there, and I think we'll be all right. We're starting over this weekend, so that's the way we look at it.
You touched on Pinkston a little bit. Sophomore, he was your leading hitter for most of the season. What's impressed you about his approach in his sophomore campaign?
He doesn't change. Every at-bat, he's exactly the same. He doesn't get too high. He doesn't get too low. He he just goes up and does what he's supposed to be. As we call him, he's the big machine, because whatever you tell him to do, he does, and he does it to the best of ability. And right now, he's having good success with it.
And then J.D. Davis, you mentioned him a little bit, 6-game hitting streak right now. He looks like he's starting to really turn it around and become that All-American that he was pegged at the beginning of the season. Got Matt Chapman also there. How important is it for those two guys in particular to really light a fire under the offense?
Well, it's not a lot of fire. It's them do their part, and they are the two older guys with all the expectations. I think JD's been swinging the bat extremely well over the last couple of weeks. Quality at bat after quality at bat. Getting rewarded for it with hits. On the flip side, Chapman, over a 6-game span, had 15 balls that he hit hard, and 11 of them were outs. So we can't control if they catch it, and he understands the game enough to know that, when it goes, it'll turn the other way. But, those two guys have really been swinging the bat well as it goes on, and driving in runs and getting hits at the right time, and that's what we need, and we just need to set the table a little bit better.
Okay. And now, first half done. Big West play coming up on Friday night against UC Davis to start. What's it going to take for the Titans to repeat as champions with probably one of the toughest fields in recent memory in the Big West, with Cal Poly and UC Santa Barbara playing so well right now? Consistency.
We just have to get a little more consistent on offense. And we have guys that do it, and they stay consistent with what they do. Velasquez has really, his numbers don't reward him, but has been consistent at the plate and what he's doing, and he just needs to stay with that. And just catch the ball and pitch the ball, and just not look over our shoulder. And, now the target is transferred from us to Cal Poly San Luis Obispo, and let's see how they handled it. I assumed that they would be good. They're a senior-laden team, as Cal Davis is a senior-laden older team. We're seeing the same 3 starters that we saw last year up there. Patterson's an older guy. Young is really swinging the bat well for them, who's a senior. And so they're an older group that's been around. And for a lot of those innings last weekend, they gave Cal Poly everything that they could handle. So it's going to be a fun opening weekend, and it'll be a good way to get the Big West off to a start.
All right, Coach Vanderhook, thank you for joining us. This is Rafael with FullertonTitans.com.